After a while, what I decided was one of the best uses for it was not to look at imaginary worlds, but to hook up sensors to a VR system such that you could see things that are normally invisible. So one version of this, which we actually implemented at the University of North Carolina, was to hook up a VR system to a scanning tunneling microscope. It's a relatively new kind of microscope that has a little probe that sticks down and it scans over surface, and it gets a 3D sort of a topo map of what's down there at the microscopic scale. And you put on the VR goggles and you can see this 3D surface, but it's not a fantasy world. It's a representation of what's really down there in this 100 nanometer by 100 nanometer area. And there's a little probe down there, so you can actually use the probe to actually push things around. If you put your hand into a force feedback glove, then you can actually, the probe can touch something and you can feel it reflected back through the force feedback system. So you could actually see and touch and move things at the microscopic scale. So I thought that was a much better use of a VR system than the fantasy worlds.